Hello, I'm Kimberlie, and welcome to the weekend edition of the Native News Update. It's Friday, October 26th, and many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryTV.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Agricultural Secretary Tom Vilsack announced that 21 projects in 8 states have been funded through the Tribal College Initiative Grant Program to make campus improvements, provide outreach, and educational offerings. Janie Hipp, Senior Advisor to the Secretary, made the announcement on the Secretary's behalf while attending the National Congress of American Indians annual conference. Investing in tribal educational facilities is crucial to increasing economic opportunity in tribal communities, Hipp had said. These institutions will use the funds to improve educational offerings, and that will pay dividends for generations to come. The USDA Rural Development Tribal College Grant Program provides land-grant institutions with funds for outreach and education services to help meet the needs of Native American communities. The $3.3 million in grants will help tribal colleges finance infrastructure improvements, purchase equipment, and develop essential community facilities. For additional information on the rural development projects, you can visit the Rural Development's new interactive web map featuring programs, funding, and success stories for fiscal years 2009 to 2011 at rurdev.usda.gov/rdsuccessstories.html. Dr. Richard St Germain, member of the Lakudere Ojibwe Band, received the 2012 Educator of the Year Award at the National Indian Education Association Convention on October 21st in Oklahoma City. St. Germain was one of 5 members honored for their significant accomplishments in improving the lives of American Indians through education. St. Germain has a long history of Indian activism, for the Winter Dam takeover in the Lakudere Ojibwe Reservation in the 1970s to national recognition as an expert in and a proponent of Indian education. He received a bachelor's degree in secondary education from the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire and a master's of education and doctorate in educational administration from Arizona State University. He spent 2 years at Harvard University, where he was senior visiting scholar with the Kentucky School of Government and a lecturer with the Graduate School of Education. St. Germain recently retired as history professor at the UW-Eau Claire and is now employed by the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe in Minnesota, working in the planning, development, and administration of educational institution, and he also contributes his time to the Lakudere as a coordinator and consultant to the Lakudere Learn Commission. A $1 million federal grant awarded to the Lakudere Ojibwe Community College hopes to bring more Native American teachers into Wisconsin schools. With this grant, the LCO Community College and UW Superior hope to launch a collaborative program to prepare more Native American teachers, including some proficient in the Ojibwe language. The grant from the U.S. Department of Education will fund the first 4 years of the Lakudere Future Indian Teachers Project. The project hopes to solve a severe shortage of Native American teachers in northwestern Wisconsin by preparing Native American teachers skilled in the latest teaching methods and fluent in Ojibwe language and culture. The goal of the project is for 15 students to earn bachelor's degrees in education from UW Superior by 2015, with Ojibwe language and culture being a key part of the curriculum. The Green Bay Packers and the Kohl's department stores will recognize National Breast Cancer Awareness Month at the October 28th Packers versus Jacksonville Jaguars game, with Lambeau Field and Packer players prominently featuring the color pink in several ways. In addition, the Oneida Nation dancers dressed in pink will perform a healing dance during the halftime show. All apparel worn at the game by players and coaches, along with special game balls and pink coins, will be auctioned off at NFL.com, with proceeds benefiting the American Cancer Society and team charities. Motherhood has inspired singer Alicia Keys in more ways than one. She has announced the launch of an app for kids through her company AK Worldwide and Bento Box Interactive. The Journals of Mama May and Lily is about a young New York City girl's relationship with her grandmother. According to Keys, the idea was not only inspired by her own childhood, but also her son Egypt as well. The The app uses an interactive format that encourages exploration through music, storytelling, writing, and games. Through the hub of the app, Lily's 3D animated bedroom, users can play her piano, write in her journal, open her music box, and read stories off of her bookshelf that aim to challenge users with true-to-life obstacles and encourage children to unearth their love for adventure and discovery. The first story on the bookshelf is called Blue Moon, and it brings you into a Native American culture.
The first story that we tell with Mama May and Lily is called Blue Moon. It's really incredible. I love it. When Lily turns into that bird, she goes 400 years ago to a place called the Great Smoky Mountains, and she finds this little girl named Abe. And it's this story about how to find your way. Each time you get into another story, there's special things that come specifically for that story that you can interact with. And the wonderful part that I'm even more excited about is being able to bring instruments into the sound of what you hear that relate to where we are. So in Blue Moon, it's called The River Came Flutes. And that's kind of a very prominent instrument of this family that we meet and this culture that we come into. So each time it's like a fresh new experience. It's something brand new.
The Journals of Mama May and Lily is currently available for $3.99 through the Apple iTunes Store for the iPad, iPhone, and iTouch. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.